Greetings, everyone. I am contacting you on a special occasion here. We do not have a scheduled program, but I want to alert you to something that is happening now at this very moment, where we have proof that the United States is involved in destroying the Haitian state through the use of criminal terrorists, and at the same time pretend to be attacking them. As you are watching this live on TikTok, and this has been the case for several hours now, the man who is supposedly okay on special search by the US government, Cherizier Babekyou, is on TikTok live. And he's been on TikTok for several hours now. And some of the things that he's been revealing are very, very important for folks to pay attention to. For instance, Cherizier Babekyou, and this is all happening in Haitian Creole, of course. And while you have those three white idiots in the United States with the newspaper Haiti Liberté claiming that Cherizier Babekyou is conducting a revolution in Haiti, Jimmy Barbecue Cherizier, who is on the list of people sanctioned as major terrorists in Haiti, and the US claimed to have a bounty of $5 million on his head, just confirmed on this live show a few minutes ago that he is in regular communication with the US Embassy. And one of the communications happened when he was advising them as to who should replace Ariel Henry. That's the puppet who the United States managed to keep outside of Haiti after he had traveled and they wanted to make a switch. And he's explained. And of course, they were being careful and they stopped part of the conversation to not reveal too much. But I think he's revealed enough. The fact is, he's still on the phone. And the phone company in Haiti can trace, uh, that's Barbecue speaking just now, for instance. Okay, so this guy, uh, now under the name Nouvelle Touchot, okay, he's been talking for several hours. And it's not like there are millions of phone service providers in Haiti. You can clearly identify which phone that he's talking from, which mobile phone, and identify exactly where he is while he's speaking. And so the Haitian police, and it is just like Barbecue, he himself just said a few minutes ago in his conversation with the US Embassy Yeah, he told them, yes, I know that you guys are the ones who run the country. I mean, the so-called Haitian president or prime minister, these people, we know they're not the ones running the country. Okay. But with the US, if the focus was really on fighting terrorism, this guy would have been arrested. And there's been an arrest warrant on his head since January 31st, 2020, over 5 years. Let's listen a little bit to what he's saying now.
Pour libérer pays et puis les mêmes équipe parle et que libéral gourmet contre ça qui est là. Et puis diaspora ça ou parler là, arranger toute bagaille. L'idée à pour lui, l'idée à pas besoin il pas besoin de pas mieux. Pas gang yo parce que là c'est allié gang. Pas mieux y a plein de demande et pas retirer pas mieux voyer bail. Yo même pas arranger toute bagaille pour lui. Et vous ne voyez au Bali, et vous ne voyez au Bali, d'accord, Georges, je vais parler moi-même, je vais parler. C'est bon, c'est, bon, je parle, même pas nous mentir. Mais d'ailleurs, je vais venir à la contre Guy Philippe pour péticher ça qu'a radoté sur les réseau. Mais faut monter, pas dans rien à Guy Philippe. Ouais, Général Staptia, pas combien à Guy Philippe. Pas combien à Guy Philippe. Pas combien à Guy Philippe. Mais il faut comprendre frustration de Maral. Mais il faut comprendre nous. On a fait un paquet de bagailles pour lui. Et ou même qui l'a pour nèg là. On fait un paquet de bagailles pour nèg là. Et pour garder un nèg qui est folie, ou nèg a monté. Ou nèg a monté, nèg a tout comme ça.
Okay.
Depuis 2018, barbecue, a pas moun menti, la fait révolution. T'avais quand même la pour seconde. Quand même la pour seconde, t'avais mis ça pour la t'as pris frère souffrir pour moi. On me poser public la question ça encore. Si ou qu'on est proche de lui, ou c'est un bois.
So what's happening here is that these thugs, Barbecue, who is shown here as Nouvelle Tounef, and Ralph Laurent, who are confirmed members of Vive Nassan, the terrorist organization, so recognized by Haitians first, and then the cynical imperialists who are funding them, arming them, but pretending to be fighting them, right? Because they've murdered thousands of impoverished Black Haitians over the years. Okay, that's not theory; it's real, right? Of course, they've done fake kidnappings of white U.S. missionaries that they release, but that's all diversion. Okay, the Haitians that they kidnap, they actually murder after having fleeced millions of dollars from their family members who are working hard in the United States, Canada, etc. Now, their argument is over another thug that the United States had used to conduct a coup in Haiti in 2004. His name is Guy Philippe. This thug was stationed in the Dominican Republic for a number of years while the US government, through the International Republican Institute and other agencies, were sending weapons, uniforms, and all kinds of things to him while he was stationed in the Dominican Republic. And they helped him cross the border in a killing rampage that eventually led to the overthrow of the last legitimate elected government of Haiti on February 29th, 2004. And under the cover of so-called social unrest that they had funded, the Americans invaded Haiti. So you had US soldiers, Canadian soldiers, soldiers from France enter Haiti, and they took over with the military, and then they mobilized a UN military mission to occupy the country. So they created the thugs, the rebels, they call them, as a pretext for foreign intervention. And that foreign intervention led to thousands of Haitians being killed, horrendous human rights violations, cholera contagion that killed over 50,000 Haitians, etc., etc. But now they want to return for their own geopolitical reasons, and they've remobilized the thugs. But what's happening is that the thugs are fighting each other. So Barbecue, who is head and spokesperson for Vive Nassan, okay, which is also US funded, okay, like he said, he speaks regularly with the US ambassador, okay, um, and that's not new either because they did the same thing when they were preparing the coup in 2004, right? Janice Elmore, which was a CIA operative, left Port-au-Prince to go to Gonaive to organize a jail escape of Amio Métayer, which led to unrest in Gonaive. And, coincidentally, there's also unrest in Gonaive as we speak. Okay? So Guy Philippe, who was that thug used by the Americans in 2004 for the coup, um, after the coup, they tossed him aside and used the white supremacist mafia families, Aped, Boulos, the light skinned Haitians, and they gave them control of the economy of the country in full again, while they select, handpick uh, collaborators such as La Tortue, who was living in the United States from the diaspora, to come and run the politics, like black skin, so that they don't see the light skinned folks who are really running the economy of the country. This has been the preferred model of the United States since they invaded Haiti in 1915. And unfortunately, they find traitors in the Haitian society, both light skin and dark skin, to play along with their criminal activity. But now Guy Philippe is being accused by Barbecue and Ralph Lauren, who are on this live, saying that um, he is betraying them. He is pretending to be better than them. He's saying that he doesn't associate with thugs, when in reality he's having conversations with them. And Barbecue claims that if Guy Philippe is still alive, it's because he and his gang saved his ass not too long ago. But of course, a lot of people were asking, how come this Guy Philippe guy, who the United States entered Haiti with the FBI in 2000 and what was it, 2014 or 15? I'm not sure which year, or 17. They took him and arrested him on drug trafficking charges. He pled guilty in the United States, spent a few years in jail. Okay, so it's a drug dealer. And before his prison term was completed, the Americans returned him to Haiti. And a lot of people have been speculating that, well, yeah, of course, he's on mission for the CIA again because, he owes them. And that's why Haitians have been saying all along that the so called terrorists that we have in Haiti are US funded. But this guy is still online. This has been going on for several hours, and they're looking for this guy. Okay? How ridiculous is that? Some of these guys are in the United States, by the way.
Moi-même, Kevin, respecte Kevin sans pile tout. Pour courage. D'ailleurs, moi, je me rencontre Kevin face à face. Moi, je me rencontre Kevin, lui, c'est face à
This is
face.
Barbecue
Puis
speaking.
Kevin s'affiche sur le réseau, elle fait tout pour mes ça jusqu'à ce que je mette la vidéo chez elle. Mais Kevin, vous me parlez de n'importe sujet. Et nous, la parole avec le monde à Guy Philippe toujours, parce que nous, nous trop.
They're all supposed to be wanted, okay? They're looking for Kevin Louis as well. They're looking for Ralph Laurent. But these guys have been on TikTok for over 3 hours now.
Fok hypocrisie a fini. Ay bay kou nan do. Wap se pou nan gabi. Mais Kevin, ça elle va faire là. Wap qui ça elle va faire là. Pendant 2 ans vrai. Pendant que qui Philippe sur réseau. Qui comment on a fait là Kevin? C'est pas si nous sommes. Mais y a qui Philippe, c'est vous qui vous montrer qui Philippe qui pas qu'on faire révolution qui pas atterrir là. Et moi qui est chez lui. Ouais qui pour faire qui a marché derrière tout le monde. Bon tout. Kevin qui t'a nous parler pour ça donner. Moi même pas même Charles qui a parlé comme si les nègres dit mais qui est-ce qui 100 000, mais qui est-ce qui a fait bataille pour lui. Qu'on a qui a une émission sur internet là tout. Et une nègre et que Ralph dit et que Philippe dit qui 100 000 non. Les nègres parlent à Samuel Canapivé. Les nègres parlent à Vem. Les nègres ont démarré l'émission. Samuel c'est bon Dieu, Samuel est pour lui. Donc, nous même l'équipe qui Philippe là, parle avec mais le fait que l'équipe qui Philippe là est dans un dialogue. Pas pour toi, hypocrisie pour nous finir avec le Jotia. Qui fait même souvent de nous parler sur Kevin, mais pour nous parler, pas parce que nous avons l'idée, pas parce que nous avons des problèmes ou bien nous tellement d'importance. Nous parlons pour payer à bout de la vérité. Pour nous, Kevin, nous avons souffrir pour nous, Kevin. Nous allons pas Kounia, c'est une faire émission. Attendez, frustration là qui fait me comprendre. Là, monsieur vient faire émission, monsieur parler de Samuel. Là, monsieur parler de Samuel. Samuel, c'est un coup, c'est plus bon Dieu qui Philippe est qu'à rencontrer sur route. Là, monsieur parler de Samuel, c'est Bandi vivant Samuel qui a marché dessus moun Solino. Bandi vivant
So
Samuel qui a marché
it's actually been 17 minutes, almost 18 minutes since I started this live. So if the Haitian National Police, if the US Embassy in Port-au-Prince, okay, were interested in arresting these guys, okay, 18 minutes would have been too much, okay, to go and apprehend them as they are busy focusing on this conversation. But like I said, they've been at it for several hours. And this is not the only time. They do that on a regular basis almost every day.
Nous sauver la ville, Pétionville, papa de nous sauver qui Philippe pour pas mourir. Tout ça nous fait pour qui Philippe yo. C'est jour moi yo vinn servir nous.
So, one of the things that people who are following the situation in Haiti has been saying all along is that, like, they try to create a distinction between the various group of terrorists that are linked to the PHTK regime. And here, these guys are confirming that they've been working together all along, right? So Barbecue confirms that when the US Embassy in Port-au-Prince consulted him as to who should replace Ariel Henry, one of the former puppet prime ministers, he identified Guy Philippe as the person who should replace Ariel Henry. Guy Philippe, I remind you, was returned to Haiti by the US government, knowing full well that the guy is a traitor who had collaborated with the US, Canada, and France to overthrow the last legitimate government, that of Dr. Jean Bertrand Aristide, the guy who builds universities, hospitals, and stuff. But the whites don't want that kind of leadership in Haiti. They prefer the thugs, the drug dealers. In thugs, they trust. And so, what Barbecue has been saying several times this evening is that he is the one who suggested that Guy Philippe takes over. And we've been saying all along that Guy Philippe, Barbecue, Michel Martelly, Jovenel Moïse, all of them are from the same family of PHTK. And these thugs were handpicked by the Americans to ruin Haiti. While Haiti had access to the Petro-Caribbean funds, they wanted that money to be wasted so that that money coming from collaboration with Venezuela doesn't help develop the country. And this was under the Democrats. And when the Republicans came, they continued the same policy. Okay? Because white supremacist policies don't change because there's a different person in the White House. Here's the US funded thug again, Barbecue. So now it's been 22 minutes, just me being alive. Okay? Now imagine for 4 hours they've been at it. So a guy who is on the phone for all these hours, there's two major phone companies in Haiti, okay? Natcom and Digicel, okay? So they cannot trace this phone and arrest the thug? Of course they can. Our theory is that the United States has been arming these terrorists in Haiti, just like the French were arming the terrorists in the Sahel region to give a pretext for them to show up and say they're going to be saving the population from the terrorists. And so Haitians have been seeing heavy military equipment arriving at the airport while the United States banned its commercial airlines from going into Port-au-Prince. And the equipment that has been arriving does not serve the Haitian National Police or anything in terms of combating terrorists. And the speculation is that the United States is interested in building its military base in Haiti in order to attack Cuba and Venezuela more readily. All right? So the thousands upon thousands of Haitians who are being chased out of their own homeland, murdered, that's too bad. Just like the people of Palestine are being chased and murdered uh, because thieves vie for their land. This Saturday, Guy Phillips sent to ask me to work with him. And I said, yes, I will work with you as long as you speak openly. Okay? There again, Barbecue confirming that these thugs are working together. Donc, zami camarade ou même qui ap suiv, nous sommes partagés avec la communauté et quelques dans ça qu'a dit dans un live côté barbecue, Ralph Laurent et Kevin et Louis Saint et Latrier avec plusieurs autres monde encore t'a participé côté que barbecue confirmé que lui-même avec l'ambassade américaine il a toujours en conversation et récemment là encore les Ariel t'a parlé et lui-même il t'a dit ambassade là que c'est Guy Philippe lui ouais, qui a tout ce qu'il faut pour remplacer Ariel. Et monsieur expliqué que Jean depuis les Guy Philippe était en prison, il était en conversation avec Guy Philippe et il était dit Guy Philippe, c'est ou même m'attendre président à vos ordres. Donc, en nous clair, scénario qu'a développé là, n'a parlé de plusieurs autres bagailles. Et donc, je suis certain que gen nan nous qui pral le temps de bagailles ça sur TikTok là. Euh, et, bah, APC, ouais, qui est-ce qui j'en les TikTok ça, sont certains Miss Dangerous, moi qui paraît là comme host, bon, le Barouk, qui participe là-dedans tout. En tout cas, et checker sur Internet là pour nous, ouais, et causer. Mais point qui est plus important, c'est que là où est live ça, yo a fait, et que moun ta vle bon impression que son bagay qui t'a compliqué pour la police t'a identifié dans qui téléphone moun sa yo a parlé et qui boy téléphone ça y et menti. OK? Yo gen tout moyen technologique pour yo ta à l'arrêter barbecue, yo connaît exactement qui côté lié. Donc avec des 5 millions de dollars, tant que toute question et sanction hein, nous dit où c'est foulay lié dès le début. Et si vous regardez bien ça yo fait jodi a, son bagay que nous t'ai prédit depuis au moins 2 ans. Et je suis certain que si je vérifié sur Internet là, je crois que je dois même te poster ça depuis bien avant. Mais si vous regardez un post que je fait en avril 2023, moi t'ai parlé de une sorte de l'audience que moi baptisé Association Blanc Mati 107. Sur qui ça me basé, me basé sur une autre l'audience que moi te bail déjà qui c'est Neg Mati 107 là. Côté que l'aime des petits ça son bail qui était arrivé tout bon. So j'ai m'a monté Mati 107 et puis te gon groupe moun k'ap couri qu'après les barres volés et puis nèg qui était devant net là, c'est lui qui t'a prélé plus fort. Donc ça veut dire voler. OK? Donc son stratégie que l'homme moun impliqué dans un groupe criminel eh bien, ou prend pause ou même tout, ou combattre crime pour être capable retirer focus sur. OK? Alors, moi, je prends exemple là pour me dire que c'est exactement ça que Yuri la tortue fait lorsque pendant il a les barré volé comme Petro-Caribéa et puis lui-même il sorti une enquête sur corruption qui fait avec Coop Petro-Caribéa alors que lui-même il a participé dans volet Coop Petro-Caribéa. Donc c'est une façon que en dedans Macon volé PHTK yo était toujours noyé causé en façon pour dire comme ça que bon de toute façon comme il y a confusion eh bien le système judiciaire nous pas qu'à faire confiance en quitter ça là pour le pas faire zin. Yo crayon cafouillaye. Eh bien moi-même moi te dit que c'est pas nèg Mati 107 seulement qui gagnait, gagne association blanc Mati 107 tout. Donc 18 avril 2023 mais qui ça m'était écrit. Ça gagne quelques années moi te partagé avec nous l'audience nèg Mati 107 là qui t'a brûlé barré volé ragagan devant foule là. Quelques temps après, nous venons réaliser, c'est pas pour contre lui, Yuri la tortue, t'es resté sous quartier ça. Oui, parce que m'était mentionné Wilson Lalo, Laurent Lamotte, tout le monde ça, c'est mon, c'est Nèg Mati 107 parce que yo tout d'où il y a combattre corruption. Jovenel Moïse, c'était une question de pays, il y a 5 problèmes corruption, corruption, corruption. Ça veut dire que Jovenel prend pause tout le temps pour combattre corruption. Alors que tout nèg sa yo, c'est yo qui est dans corruption en même. Donc, me dit qui donc li clair. Depuis dik data gen une véritable association nèg Mati 107 k'ap ferrailler dans pays nou. Mais alors, cause a pi compliqué parce que ça ne te pensé a, parce que chargé blanc qui te Mati 107 tout. Les nous tande yo camper devant classe là, canet en bas sel. Y a fait distribution ou ta quoi c'est directeur au son professeur mathématique. Et pourtant, c'est yo même qui pi gros magouillet sous quartier a. Technique master brain yo adopté a permet blanc malveillant yo monter sur yon piédestal comme quoi yo en haut. Yo pas camarade associé qui t'a ferraillé brad si brad sou dans toute magouille ak yo depuis dik d'antan. Pour nous illustrer ça, eh bien, quoi peut-être un mois après ça définir écrit ça ou bien peut-être 2 mois après dans le mois de juin quoi, Canada mettait non André Saliba APED sous liste moun li sanctionné yo. Eh bien, l'on a li réaction André Aped dans ça qu'il t'a écrit, c'est exactement ça me dit là. André Aped a dit dans lettre lia qui gens que li pas comprendre qui ça Canada a fait là parce que lui-même il était toujours une bonne relation avec Canada parce que le connaît tout crime André Aped fait en Haïti c'est avec complicité Canada, États-Unis, la France pendant que tu as préparé coup d'état 2004 là. Donc clairement oui, c'est exactement ça que Canada a fait. Les lui-même l'a mette non associé yo dans une liste. Donc, n'a répété li. Technique master brain yo adopté en parlant de blanc malveillant yo, permettre yo monter sur un piédestal comme quoi yo en haut. Yo pas camarade associé qui t'a ferraille brad si brad sou dans toute magouille yo depuis dik d'antan. Question. Qui côté Michel Martelly, Laurent Lamotte, frère malfecte Maya Polio, te joine passage pour yo gagoter comme Petro-Caribéa. C'est pas ak escamote dominicain, américain ak canadien. Soi-disant sanction mazo radiol fobo, kap prend pause, y a mordé main kap bayo manger, c'est théâtre pour distraire à rien à faire. Mais qui ça m'te écrit 18 avril 2023, suivre ça. Moi te dit, de temps en temps, il a profité ajouter non quelques innocents dans liste fondament yo an, pour créer plus confusion toujours. Est-ce que c'est pas ça yo fait jodi a? Hein? Nous pas ouais qui gens que États-Unis a annoncé que y a pris sanction contre sénateur ancien sénateur Antonio Cherami, Don Cato. Et puis Don Cato yo mette dans même liste avec Arnel Belize et partenaire et comment il est qui était député tout lui-même en époque. Mais tout le monde connaît Arnel Belize, son abolocho qui t'a travaillé avec Reginald Boulos et il y a une vidéo qui barré et Arnel Belize qui n'a confiolo avec Reginald Boulos dans réunion côté que l'a dit Reginald on connaît c'est moins bagay etc. Mais les yo prend sénateur Antonio Cherami yo mette dans catégorie ça moi-même moi dis nous c'est préparation qu'a fait pour élection. Ça veut dire une faux élection y a fait là et dans l'ouest là monsieur représente un problème pour yo. Donc il y aurait ça dans la langue américaine level the playing field parce que yo pas vle pour que gon série de monde qui gagne plus popularité passer l'autre dans faux élection yo le faire là. Donc yo attaqué monsieur PHTK yo en pile parce que gen plusieurs là dedans qui dans liste là mais yo t'a volé cob et yo t'a touyer monde etc. C'est yo qui créé réseau gang yo. Mais on a remarqué l'oral li qui ça yo dit yo accusé Antonio Cherami hein, c'est li fait bagay qui déstabiliser pays d'Haïti. Il va accuser comme quoi les même bagay avec l'autre nèg yo, non que par exemple Matéli yo précisé Matéli fait base 257 Gang Galil base pilote, parce que yo gen information, comprenez? Et Barthélémy avec Iso, avec Anel Joseph, tout bagay sa yo. Yo pas qu'à faire même bagay là pour don gâteau, mais yo mettez non dans liste là. En façon pour fragiliser, là yo pral faire faux élection yo, ou pral gon paquet payaya, et puis tout le monde a dit comme ça que tout le monde coupable. M'di gon des choukay qui doit fait Matis 107, en vérité, li pa pepanye ni nèg, ni blanc, ni ça qui pa konn qui ça yo ye. Alors, compatriotes yo, m'te juste vinn fè ti rale rapide ça, m'gen tan fè un bon 35 minutes avec nous. M'a gade pou mwen si gen quelques commentaires là, moi gen quelques moun qui fait commentaire. Uh, be careful, brother. You will soon be sanctioned or silenced too. Yeah, well, they might try. They've tried actually with intimidation before, but silencing is not up to them really. There are higher powers that make these decisions. Um, why would the U.S. invade Cuba and Venezuela? Haven't they settled those tensions? No, sister, they haven't. There are U.S. ships in the Caribbean right now, and Donald Trump, the crazy man in the White House in Washington, has attacked a number of civilians on boats in Venezuela. Okay, when they know very well that it is the United States that has the greatest operation of drug dealers in the world, right? So it's not as if Haiti is the only place they could put their military base in order to attack Venezuela. But um, when you look at the location of Haiti, um, for instance, if you're in the northwest of Haiti, in Cape Haitian or Port-de-Paix, you can see the rooftops of houses in Cuba, okay, in the western part of Cuba, right, Santiago, etc. So, and on the other side of Haiti, on the southern side, it gives towards Venezuela, across the ocean, right? So, and this is the Panama Canal route as well, right? So having access to Haiti is easy for them because there's no military in Haiti. They they are running the country for several years now. It's just little complications in terms of appearance that is stopping them. But now they want to use an excuse, and that's why they fabricated this crisis, creating the terrorists, arming them. All of the weapons they're using are coming from the United States or Israel through their criminal guy, Gilbert Bidjo, who was counsel for Israel for 25 years, has his own private ports, and et cetera, diplomatic immunity. And the guy is in Florida, right? Neighbor to Trump. And so, no, this is something we need to watch carefully because we have crazy people running very powerful nations, and we've seen what they've done in Palestine. And after they've achieved their goal, some of these same hypocrites will pretend that no, no, that's not what they wanted. All of the things that have happened are collateral damage, and they're all for Haitian sovereignty, and they will talk about Haitian-led solutions, but all of that to uh, use cynicism and mock you, and instead of saying that they were really sincere from the very beginning. Yeah, so definitely barbecue Jimmy Cherizier works for the white supremacist forces, and it is not a coincidence that those three white jokers, i- um, Kim Ives, Dan Cohen, and Travis Ross, um, in Canada, and the two others in the United States, are the mouthpieces for barbecue. Okay. And this is again the arrogance of white supremacy. Three white guys have the arrogance of thinking that they have better minds than all thinking Haitians, right? Because of their whiteness. That's the only thing they have. Okay. Like two of them don't even understand a word of Creole, right? and I would venture to say that, I might speak English better than a couple of them. Okay, it's like ridiculous. I didn't say French, I said English. Okay, so it's like Trump, right? Being surprised that the African leaders speak English, and we can see Trump when he was in England the other day could barely read the thing that was in front of him. But whiteness gives these idiots the folly of superiority, and they speak about things they know nothing with full, confidence, white supremacist confidence. In any case, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. For those of you who go on TikTok, you can check it out for yourself if you understand Haitian Creole. Some of what you will hear may not surprise you, but it helps confirm some of the things that we've suspected all along, that these terrorists are working hand in gloves with the US Embassy in Port-au-Prince. All right, Goumen liye, tonton. Goumen.